In a recent Atlas Mini Expanded tournament, this Dragapult VMAX Garbodor deck won the entire thing. Now, what's interesting is that there were actually two different Dragapult lists in top 8, the other featuring a 4-3 Dragapult line and Counter Energy. But this build just goes for a thin 2-2 Dragapult line, which means you can get easily screwed by prizes. Ultimately though, you have a plus matchup against 90 to 95% of the decks in Expanded, meaning there are plenty of wins to be had if you take this online. Now, I do wish there was a rescue stretcher just to get back some of your Pokemon in case you have to discard them or your opponent takes a quick couple of knockouts, and some non-special energy would be good too. But again, you'll win a lot more than you lose. And for a little bit of an audible, I did decide to cut one of the Mystery Energy and add a Counter Energy just to see if it makes a difference. You know, this build just had 4-4 Mystery Energy and 4 Psychic Energy, but Counter Energy, if you're behind on prizes, which usually happens with this deck because your opponent can take a quick knockout, but if you're behind on prizes, you can attach Counter Energy and you get 2 energy at a time, and it's perfect because it works with V and VMAX. Counter Energy was printed at a time when Pokemon V and Pokemon VMAX didn't exist, so you can exploit that for your advantage. You know, Muscle Band is there just to do some extra damage. Float Stone, 100% you need Float Stone. And then you play 4 copies of Enhanced Hammer, so that's a little bit worrying if you're facing the mirror match, because it's just pretty much who gets their Enhanced Hammers first. And then, of course, the Garbodor, that shuts off your opponent's Pokemon's abilities and your own, as long as there's a tool attached to it. And then Trashalanche Garb, it does 20 damage for each item in your opponent's discard pile. That has always been amazing, and it's just a great way to clean up some games. In my testing, this deck has done really well, but again, I haven't been screwed by prizes yet, so I'm pretty sure that'll happen in the games today, so let's get started. I won the first coin flip, and I think you want to go first, just because you can evolve on the first turn, you can attack this way, and oh, this is an interesting hand, so I don't have anything going on. They do have a fighting deck box, so maybe they're weak to me, but this is really bad. You know, you play a ton of consistency cards in this deck, and of course, it doesn't cooperate with me. But I think, oh, there's Phalanx. Okay, so I think what I do is I just drop the Dragapult, I put the Horror Psychic Energy onto it. I probably won't attach the Muscle Band, because the Muscle Band, that can shut off Iron Defense Formation. You know, they're weak to me, so I think it just depends. I think it depends what I do, because Jet Assault, I don't know, this is going to be interesting. I have the weakness advantage, I have a plus matchup against this deck, and that's fine. So Focus Sash is slightly annoying. If your fighting Pokemon has full health, then it doesn't get knocked out by an attack, but with Dragapult's attack, I should be totally fine. The only problem is that this is not the hand you want. And did they do anything? They did do something. So are they just going to call for family, or are they going to team attack? If they call for family, that would be ideal. That just lets them put 2 basic Pokemon on their bench. So yes, please use Call for Family. Please do that. I would be so happy. Alternatively, I could just attack. I could use Jet Assault and just... Oh no, but I wouldn't be able to take the knockout. Actually, you know, if they hit into me, then that's fine. And there's a Colress. Wow, that is perfect timing. Okay, so I think I hold on to the Counter Energy. And sure, I'll put the Muscle Band. I will do that. I think I hold the Counter Energy and just hope for some good draws here, because the Counter Energy will be really important in the late game. And that is kind of an amazing draw there. So I don't know what I want to do, because I have Mysterious Treasure. They're not taking a knockout. If they hit into me, I knock that out. So I think what I do here is... You know, I can shut off all their abilities, but I don't think that really matters right now. Sure, I'll just Max Phantom. Yeah, it does that animation, but it'll pop right back up. And then 1, 2, and then... You know, I think... So I can do 5 there, 5 there. I think maybe putting it there also makes sense, and then... Sure, let's just put it everywhere. Let's spread it around. Let's make sure there's no more focus Sash shenanigans. Try saying that 10 times in a row. But they can't take a knockout. Boss's orders is fine. It's slightly annoying. Oh yeah, I should have used Enhanced Hammer. I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to take the knockout. You know, I don't play against Phalanx. This is actually my first game against Phalanx with this deck. So I completely forgot about Focus Sash. But I think even with my misplays, I should be okay. You know, I'm gonna shut down their abilities. Okay, that's fine. Oh. Okay. So they did some good things. I think I just need to just knock out some things here. So I'll go... Oh, I was gonna say I'll go get Lele. Actually, yeah, I'll Enhanced Hammer. No, will I? Yes? No, I don't know. So I think I just Guzma... I could Guzma the Shaman, and then that just gets me extra prizes, and that wouldn't be a horrible thing. And then I can shut down their abilities too. So I think that actually makes a lot of sense. So I think I will get rid of the Enhanced Hammer. I will go get a Tapu Lele. I mean, I'm getting 3 prizes. I think I'm going to get something good off these prizes, right? There's no way I get something bad off the prizes, of course. So I'll put the V into play. I will ditch the Field Blower. I'll get the Garb. You know, the bad part about this strategy is that I'm putting a Muscle Band on my Garb so they can trap the Garb, which would be really bad. And now I think I put one there, and then one... Because oh, the math doesn't really work there. I think I just start piling it up on the other ones and see, you know, because they have so many different Phalanx, they can do so many different things. And Quick Ball is not going to help me. There's the Float Stone I would have wished I had last turn, and okay. So I look like an idiot. Good news is they don't have any of their Iron Defense formations. Their ability is shut off. This is an amazing card in Expanded. If you can fit this into your deck in Expanded, like this is back in Standard, when this was Standard legal, it worked with Buzzwole GX and it was amazing. Okay. You know, you can't use your Shaman right now, right? So I think they're just going to bosses install at this point. Oh, no, they're not. They should have, but they're not. And I don't think I'm going to bench anybody else. As tempting as it is, I don't think it makes any sense. And they can't do any Focus Sash stuff. There's another Phalanx. So what I'll do is, you know, maybe I should have been putting the damage counters just on one of the Phalanx V. That might have been the smart thing. But if I can get like a Versus Seeker, there's a Crobat. So that is useless to me right now. I think, you know, if I put the Trubbish down, I will have a Trash Avalanche available to me at the end of the game. So maybe that is what I want to do. So I'll do that. I will max Phantom. They're definitely not taking a knockout, so I think I just do... If I put 5 there and they hit into me, they knock themselves out. So I'm forcing them to attack with a different Phalanx. Because I have 2 Horror Psychic Energy, if they hit into me, they take 40 damage. And... okay, now, see... This is why Expanded is so crazy. The Versus Seeker changes my entire game plan. If I had the Versus Seeker before, that lets me get Guzma, so I would have just Guzma'd up something like the Dedenne. And I would put 3 damage counters on it, but now I'll just... oh, that's fine. So it's a good thing I didn't put the Float Stone down. I learned from my ADP video, hold on to your Float Stones. So I'll Versus Seeker for the Guzma, I'll put the Float Stone on the Garb or something. I get another Phalanx, and then I'll get that Phalanx, put the damage there, and that's game. Oh, wow, that's a lot of cards. Another great card in Expanded is Colress because it works with Skyfield. You just shuffle draw for the amount of bench Pokemon, yours and your opponent's, and it's just amazing. And yeah, they knocked themselves out. That's probably just going to be a concede from them because there's literally nothing they can do. Any Pokemon they put up, except for Dedenne, is going to get knocked out. So the only Pokemon they can throw up is Dedenne. If they put anything else up, it's done. So I'll just, oh, yep, okay. Well, I'll just put the Float Stone on, and then that's game. There you go, Max Phantom, boom. And yeah, just throw the damage on there. So that's a quick win. Yes, I had the weakness advantage, but the Garb still came into play. And let's see if I can see their deck list. Hey! And so they have a Mew, that's good. It hits for Psychic Weakness, but that's another good thing about Dragapult, is that Mew from Fates Collide, this Mew with Memories of Dawn, is really good. It can copy the attacks of any of your basic Pokemon in play. And then there's the Marshadow GX, which copies the basic Pokemon in your discard pile, but that hits for fighting. The good thing about Dragapult is that Dragapult, let's see if I can bring it up, it resists fighting by 30 and it's weak to Dark. Dark isn't as represented in Expanded as you might think. Yes, there's the Dark Box deck, the one with Dark Patch and Max Elixir and Greninja and Zoroark and all those dudes and Darkrai GX. But, you know, that's really the only threat to Dragapult in Expanded. Everything else is pretty much Psychic and, you know, ATP and stuff like that. So I'll go to game 2 and we'll see what we queue up against. And it's a coin flip loss, but they let me go first, so it doesn't really matter, and this would have been a horrible hand. Well, I mean, if it was a Dragapult V and they don't bump my energy, that should be fine, but this is good. I'm going first. Let's get some Trubs, let's do some Drags. Okay, so you always want to put your Trubbish up first, because you don't want your Dragapult V to be exposed. And I don't think it's worth really doing anything else. Oh, this is hilarious. So I'll just do that. I think I should probably ditch the trash Garb, and get a Trubbish. Because if I can shut off their abilities, they're not really going to do anything. And yeah, so I'll just get the Trubbish. I have Dragapult VMAX. I don't have Crobat. So I think next turn I'll probably just go and get Lele, maybe? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because this is actually a little bit tough. I forgot about the Dark Weakness. Remember how I just talked about how you don't see Darkness type Pokemon in Expanded? Well, here's a really good one. And they have access to Rainbow Energy. They have access to everything. So I might actually be in trouble here. But they have Black Market. They have a Skateboard. So this is actually going to be an interesting matchup. Oh, but they play Aurora Energy. Okay. So that's interesting. But if I can shut off their abilities, they're kind of in trouble. So what I'll do is I'll put this Darb here. I'll Mysterious Treasure for a Lele. I'll get a Lele. I'll probably... I don't know what I'll do. They're going to Quick Ball the Stoop Up Net. Probably get another Spiritomb. They're Shaman. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because they're playing Scoop Up Net and Scoop Up Net works on EXs. So it's really up to the Pokemon Company what they want to do. Do they want to ban Shaman or do they want to ban Scoop Up Net and Expanded? But something has to go because it's just too broken of a combination. And they're just having a great turn 1. So getting this Garb set up is going to be hugely important. Because they can take a knockout on this Trubbish. That's fine with me. If they knock out the Trubbish, I really don't care because... oh, they might actually be doing it. If they do that, that's totally fine with me. Okay. Are they gonna try and Field Blower? Yeah, they're just gonna try and Field Blower Black Market, but Black Market can't be affected by items, so they're just thinning their hand at this point. But I don't quite know what they're planning. Maybe they're just trying to do as much as they can before I shut off their abilities. Because when I do that, they're in kind of a lot of trouble here. And another Shaman. So they ditched a Nihilego. That's only going to matter if they have 2 prizes, or if I have 2 prizes remaining. So they have a supporter for next turn. That's totally fine. Oh! Wow, they've just done so much this turn that I didn't even realize. Okay. So their turn should be ending. This is Expanded for you. Oh, well, this is interesting. So I can potentially shut off their abilities. And it might just be game over from there. So there's a Quick Ball. Now the question is, do I only want to be sitting here with one of these things? Because if I ditch that, you know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Okay. So I'll get a Lele. What supporter do I want? I got Colress. Colress lets me draw 7, but an N puts them down to 5 cards. So I think I'll go for an N. I don't know. It's tough to say if that's the right move or not. So I will end them. Hopefully I get... Okay, so I got the Dragapult VMAX, but I didn't get anything to bump their... Okay, so what do? I do that. The Muscle Band really doesn't matter in this matchup. And I do need to shut off their abilities, so I have to put a Muscle Band on a Garb, and that's not great. So I'll do that. Muscle Band goes there. Max Phantom isn't affected. So yeah, I'll just Max Phantom. I won't take a prize because I can't. And then I think I maybe put 1 damage counter on the Spiritomb, and then the rest on, I guess, the Jinx, or I do 1, 2, and then, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Because they play Scoop Up Net, I do have to spread around my damage counters so they can just Scoop Up Net and get out of it. But without their abilities, and they've already used the Field Blower, that was a mistake on their part. They shouldn't have ditched the Field Blower, but obviously they might have another one. You know, I think this build of the deck plays 2 Field Blower, and oh, they're down 3 Aurora Energy. That is tough. But their deck relies so heavily on on abilities. Okay, so I think I should versus Seeker for N. I know they don't have anything going on in their hand though. But, you know, if I Guzma somebody, I can't Guzma anybody, and N will be pretty much useless. Yeah, sure. Let's give them a chance to play the game. Let's be nice. Okay. So this is interesting. I think, you know, there's no reason to get a Dragapult V because I don't have the energy, so I think I just Max Phantom and put 5 on the Spiritomb and take a knockout. And I'm down to 4 prizes, so this is really good. I have a great hand if I want to do anything. Pokemon Ranger, that's just there for ADP. Remove all effects of attacks on each player and his or her Pokemon. It's mostly there for ADP. It also works on, you know, just any attack that might stop you. But ADP, if your opponent uses ADP and they use Altered Creation, whoa, is that Frozen City? That's hilarious. They're using Frozen City. That's great. It's better than Spike Myth and Expanded because with Spike Myth you have to do the retreating and stuff. With Frozen City, you just attach energy. Oh dear. But yeah, with Pokemon Ranger, it just... Okay, that's fine. It just removes effects, so you're totally fine in the Altered Creation realm. It's pretty much the one weakness that ADPization has in Expanded, but even then it can overcome that weakness. And at this point... Oh, they had the Hustle Belt. So yeah, so I end them into literally everything they needed. If I had... just been, you know, a little more, if I'd been a little bit smarter. Okay, so there's that. I will, sure, just in case I whiff it. You know, if I hadn't been nice to them, I'd be in a great position. But I was nice to them, and clearly that was a mistake. So hopefully I get, okay, so I am going to have to Dedenne, and that's going to be tough. Oh, and I don't have the Acid Spray Trubbish. No. Is it in the disc? No, the one that does 10 damage. That's exactly what I needed right now. Alright, well, I pretty much just lose at this point. So, I mean, I could Sludge Bomb if I get the counter energy. So that's not horrible. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. If they got it, they got it. I'll congratulate them. So we got that there. I guess I'll put the Float Stone. And, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I have to, to just not lose, right? I have to put the Garb up front. And see, that's the thing. I forgot that I turn off my abilities. You get sort of tilted when you give your opponent a chance to win because you're being nice, and then they take advantage of that win, or take advantage of that niceness, and they start to take over the game. I didn't have to end them. I could have used Colress. I could have been greedy. But then they literally got every single card that they needed. Every single one. But at this point, I'll go get an N. I'll put them down to one card. If they had Lysander or an energy in their hand, they could have won the game. But it looks like they're short one of the pieces. Because I'm guessing this will be an energy. And it's an energy on the back one. That's unexpected. Okay. I'm not sure about that one. So wait, hang on, what are they doing? They're using Seeker, so they got, okay. Oh yeah, because they couldn't attach energy to the active, or else they would have lost it. So they can never attach any energy to this Spiritomb, which is kind of hilarious. And I guess I'll N, or I could Colress. Let's N. N got me in this predicament. Let's use N to get out of this predicament. There's another Enhanced Hammer. I do have a Dragapult VMAX. That's pretty good. I'm down that Garb, that. Garbage collection. So yeah, I think I'm just waiting. I have 25 cards left in deck. They can't attach an energy unless it's an Aurora energy. They're down. So if they attach a Rainbow energy to this Spiritomb is knocked out. If they attach a Rainbow energy to this Spiritomb is knocked out. And how many Scoop Up Net have they used? They've only used one. So they probably have some Scoop Up Nets somewhere. But this is kind of hilarious. They put themselves in a position where they can't put energy into play. And that's the one downside to Spiritomb right now, I guess. And there's the Scoop Up Net. So they'll probably lose the Hustle Belt. Yeah, that's fine. And then, yeah, so we're both just sort of waiting here. Yeah, I guess I just get the Trubbish. I don't have another Enhanced Hammer, but I do have a Faba. And I have a Field Blower. Okay, so I think losing the Enhanced Hammer is fine. It's slightly annoying, but it's fine. I kind of want to get to the end of this game here, so I don't actually have what I need to win. I need, well, there's Faba, Quick Ball. Sure, what else do I got in my deck? I have just the Trash Garb. Okay. So we're both just sort of waiting. I'm just waiting for my Field Blower. So they have a Field Blower. They've used 2 Hustle Belt. I could Faba that Hustle Belt. I don't really want to. There's the Seeker. Okay. So I am behind on prizes. That is for sure. I'll do that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so we'll just... I guess I'll N again. So a Field Blower would be real nice right about now, and you're seeing where if you attach a muscle band to your Garb, that's not the smartest thing in the world. And there we go. So what I can do is Guzma. If I Guzma, is that just going to lose me the game? So they'll put 3. I don't know. Let's just do it. Even if I lose, I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, let's just Max Phantom. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. So there you go. And let's see. Do they have a response? There's Crobat. There's that. There's the Field Blower. So the Field Blower was prized. And I can't actually use counter energy. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have attached the Horror Psychic Energy. That was my bad. Because counter energy is useless now. I can use Shred, though. So the only Pokemon I can't knock out with Shred is Shaman, so they'd have to put a Shaman up front. Maybe they think, oh, I'm out of energy and I only have the counter energy, but you saw it right here. My audible at the beginning of this video to put counter energy in the deck pretty much gave me the win. Unless something terrible happens here. And they attached to their Spiritomb, so I think they might have gotten it. Because they will need a Hustle Belt. There's Marnie. Okay, so they just need a Hustle Belt and they got it. Which is kind of hilarious. They only have one Hustle Belt left though. So let's see if they get it. I'm going to get 4 cards, they're going to get 5. They don't have any abilities. Hustle Belt wins it for them. I don't have what I need. Okay, there's the special. No, you're not going to use special charge. That would be a bad idea. Trainer's Mail. You should have Trainer's Mail first. Guzma Hall. Okay, so they have it next turn, but they can't support her. And so they are... Oh dear, so I should have attached the Horror Psychic Energy. And that's just game. Whew. That was stressful. That was a stressful game right there. It was a long game. They kind of took their time. Hopefully I cut out some of the just waiting, but that was a good, stressful game. I could have played a little bit better. I couldn't have been so nice, but we'll go to game 3, and hopefully I just stomp my opponent. I'll be relentless. I won't give them any chances. Just going to be 100% pedal to the metal. Let's go. And, you know, I was thinking maybe I'd choose to go second, but, I mean, you pretty much know what would happen if I choose to go second. It would blow up in my face. And that is interesting. So I think if I put the Lele up front, I can do that. I think I'll ditch the Pokemon Ranger. Unless this is ADP, I'll ditch the Pokemon Ranger. And maybe even if this is ADP, I might ditch the Pokemon Ranger. And it is Hoopastall. Oh, fun. So, sure, let's get rid of that. Let's go get a Dragapult V. I don't know. They probably just have a million Enhanced Hammers in their deck. So, I'll just attach the counter energy, and hopefully they waste an Enhanced Hammer on that. But this is just going to be boring. I might cut this out of the video. Who knows? But this is just going to be a super boring matchup. Because Hoopastall will prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon GX or EX. That is boring. They got the Robo Substitute. That's basically Lily's Pokédoll. They're probably going to go get Zamazenta V, because they know I'm playing Dragapult. And yeah, they got Plumeria. What does Electrike do? Never prevent all effects. Okay, so they're just going to try and paralyze me and do a whole bunch of fun stuff. Okay. Well, I'll put that there. I will, I think I'll ditch the Dedenne because I don't want to put that into play, and I'll just go get a Trubbish. So hopefully if I shut off their abilities, then they're not going to do a whole lot. But this is just going to be boring. They'll probably drop a Zamazenta at some point, and I didn't even get what I needed. So that is fun, and... sure, let's pass. Are you ready for some enhanced hammering? And they're ending their turn with Steven's Resolve. I'm sure this will take 5 minutes just to find 3 cards. You just search your deck for up to 3 cards, put them into your hand. They're probably getting Enhanced Hammer and Field Blower and fun stuff like that. They did get a Counter Catcher earlier, so I can't put anything but a Float Stone on these two. So I'll just do Muscle Band there, I'll probably, I don't know. I mean, it resists. It'd be 60. It'd be a little bit short. I don't know. All right, finally. There we go. There's a Guzma. That's pretty good, Guzma. I could bring up the Zacian and be like, hey, you're staying there. Or I think they're going to try and I don't know. I just want to hit the Zacian. Let's just hit the Zacian, you know? And let's just do that. I really don't want to play this matchup. This is just going to be super boring. I can knock out the Electric, but they're probably going to get a Manectric. So they used Faba on my Horror Psychic Energy, and that's not fun. So I'll just Mysterious Treasure away the Enhanced Hammer. Go get a Garbotoxin. Sure, and I'll probably just get another Trubbish or something. Okay, so boring. Get another Trubbish, because I can use Trashalanche at some point. That'll be fun. Don't I sound so excited? Okay, so there's horse. Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Well, at this point, I think I might just do that. Sure, there you go. Say goodbye to your abilities. And I would really like to end them before I take a prize. You know, they're probably going to use Enhanced Hammer. I don't know why, you know, they have to assume they're playing Enhanced Hammer. It can't just be Plumeria, right? Discard 2 cards and discard an energy. They have to have some answer. And they have to be playing, oh, there's Faba. Okay, so their answer to that is just Faba, Faba, Faba. And they can't use a Trepid Sword. You know, okay, that would have been nice last turn. So I can put a Float Stone. You know, let's just hold on to a Float Stone. Why not? Do that. I will go get another Trubbish. They're probably just going to try and trap it. I don't care. I'm not into this right now. So I did get the energy. That's good. Do I want to comp search for anybody? Probably not, right? So I'll just do that. I will shred. I'm sure they'll Faba my Horror Psychic Energy, and that'll be fun. Fun for everybody, right? There's Dragapult V. Well, they're never taking a prize, so it doesn't really matter. And there's just a Robo Substitute, and blah, blah, blah. So much fun. And if I just had a Versus Seeker, I could Guzma that, and then knock out the Electrike, but discard 2 energy. Well, I have no energy in my hand, so joke's on you. You just wasted your supporter for turn. So I will... There's a Trash Garb. That's really good. Okay, so I think, and just in case they have something crazy cooked up and waiting for me, they're not going to take a knockout, so I'll just do that. I will, I guess, just get the Horror Psychic Energy. Do that. And I will... Yeah, I can't really do anything else, so I'll just end. And that was not amazing. So I think at this point, you know, I can't risk them using this Thunderfang. Because if they paralyze me, I'm kind of just out of the game. So I'll knock out the Robo Substitute, and then I'll just put 5 there and knock it out. And I win next turn if they don't have a Pokemon. So let's just hope they don't have a Pokemon. And Faba, it's just Tool or Special Energy or Stadium. So that's just a trainer, that's just an item. So that's not going to do it. And, you know, maybe if my heart was into this matchup, I would have won a little bit sooner. Oh, there's that. Thank you. Can you tell? Okay, well, let's, I forget which one I should knock out. I think it's the, because if this Pokemon is your active, whatever, right? Who cares? Let's just knock out every single one of them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And yeah, so this is just how much fun Expanded can be. You gotta worry about your fast raid decks, your stall decks. Oh, there's an Electrike. And they have teammates. Wonderful. So I probably should have attached... Well, actually, teammates doesn't really help them. There's a Snorlax with block. As long as your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. Well, that would be unfortunate, but I can just... Okay, yep. So I can't retreat, so they're just going to put that there. And now I'm just waiting for a Versus Seeker to get my Guzma. That's going to be so much fun. Can you believe how much fun this is going to be? You know, I have answers to that thing, but again, this is just going to be so much fun. Opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. Oh, man. I'm just going to cut to when something happens. This is bleh. This is bleh. So I wasn't actually paying attention. I forgot that as long as I have an item on this thing, this doesn't have an ability. So I'm just going to choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, that sucks. So I'm just going to put the Mystery Energy there. I will retreat, and then that's game. Well, if I would have just noticed that a little bit sooner, the game would have been over a lot sooner. Oh man, I hate decks like that. You know, yes, in a tournament, they are great. because they beat decks that are, oh, they had Watch and Learn, they didn't have a Zamazenta, which is kind of weird. But yeah, no mercy, I destroyed that deck. What was the Electrike for? Whenever you prevent all effects, was that just there to sit there? I'm confused. I don't know. I don't like this deck. I'm gonna play another game. I'm probably gonna lose. I don't know. That game sucked. Let's go to another one. Another coin flip win. I'll go first, even though it's probably a Welder deck or a Kiawe deck or something. I don't care at this point. And so I can get a Lele or I can get a Dragapult. That's fine. We'll see what I'm playing against. I faced a deck like this earlier. It was a Reshiram deck. Hey, there's Volcanion. Okay, so I don't think they're going to be playing any special energy. I will go get a Dragapult V. I will put the Muscle Band on it, and then hope for the best with Crobat. If I can actually put it down. But I played against a Reshiram deck earlier. Unfortunately, I just started Dedenne and nothing else. Well, I need to get an energy. I don't think Faba is going to be really anything decent here, so I'll just do that. I will go get a Horror Psychic Energy. If I can find it, there we go. And the question becomes, do I put the Trubbish down? I think I shouldn't. Because they're not going to knock it out. They're going to use Flare Starter. Yeah, it's just the Reshiram deck in Expanded. They might be playing something crazy, but like I said, I faced off against something like this earlier, but I started Dedenne, nothing else. It was horrible. They actually can't knock me out in one hit, which is kind of funny. Because Double Blaze takes 6 energy to do 300 damage. Okay, so they're going to use greens. That's really good. They're having an amazing turn 1. If this was me, I'd be missing on all these Pokegears. And hopefully they aren't paying attention and they just use all of their items, which it looks like they might be doing. So the Trashalanche Garb is actually going to be really important. And they're not going to play any abilities, so I can ditch the Garbotoxin. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So I think next turn they're probably going to Lysander either my Crobat or my Lele, knock it out, but if they do that, they're leaving my Dragapult VMAX completely untouched. And then I also have my Trash Garb. Hey, that's awesome. So I'll do that. I'll go get Tapu Lele. Or I could go get Dedenne. Yeah, Dedenne actually makes more sense. Because if I get Dedenne, then if I get like something like Mysterious Treasure, then I'm totally fine. Okay. So, hey, there's Lele. Alrighty, so I guess I should Field Blower that. And, losing a Horror Psychic Energy would be kind of tough here. So I think I just go get an N. And I don't put any of these cards anywhere. I might... Do I want to put the Sycamore in the discard and get somebody? No. I think I put the Muscle Band there. Yeah, let's Field Blow... Well, they might have Fighting Fury Belt or something. I need a 2-card combo here or else this is a really bad turn. And I got one piece of the combo. So this was a bad turn. Yeah, I'm just sort of sitting here doing nothing. They'll probably, hopefully they don't have a switch in, Lysander or something. Hopefully they just use High Heat Blast. And then I don't get super punished for this. And then I'll just use, I guess I'll use N. But this was one of the reasons why I wanted to put the Sycamore in the discard pile. Is because if I put the Sycamore in the discard pile and I get Versus Seeker, I can use Versus Seeker to get Sycamore, and then use Sycamore to get rid of all these cards. So that was my thought process there. Okay, so they used High Heat Blast. I'm definitely just going to pick on that one. Do I want to try and use... No, I can't use Guzma, because that would probably be, the worst thing ever. And then I do want to surprise them with the Trubbish, or with the Garb. So I'm just going to lay back. Yeah, I'll put the Float Stone there and there. I will do that. I will N. So I don't want to show them the garb. I just want a Mysterious Treasure. That's not too much to ask for. Just a Mysterious Treasure. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I attached the Horror Psychic Energy so I don't lose that. Yeah, I'll get rid of the Enhanced Hammer, I guess. I'll go get a Dragapult VMAX, and they cannot knock out a Dragapult VMAX with one hit, so that's good. I do have to be careful with Outrage and stuff like that, but I should be okay. And I'll put 5 there. Hopefully this wasn't too... hopefully they aren't paying attention to the Muscle Band and the Horror Psychic Energy on the Trubbish there. But yeah, I should be okay. I have 2 Garb. I can do some things. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm doing 120 damage. Yeah. Doing 120. I can't really put them in a position to force them to use any of their items. It's mostly just going to be they just use their items. Okay. That's unexpected. There's a Volcanion. There's Fire Crystal. Okay, so they're using some of their items. Good, good. No, man, that is tough. I don't really want to flip through it, so I think I'm just going to go up with Dude. I probably... So I guess I'll just put that there. I will Quick Ball the Trubbish, because I only have 2 of the Garbs anyway. Oh, that is bad. So this could be a pivotal turn here. And it was... sure, so I'll do that. Put the Chaotic Swell into play, and then I guess I just hope that they don't have a response to this. They're definitely going to have a response to this. Okay, so they're 210. If they just played one more, then I could use Max Phantom on like that. But in order to win this game, I'm going to have to knock out this Reshiram unless they bench somebody else. But they'll just use Outrage. You know, maybe I could have done something, but I don't think that would have made a whole lot of sense. And what I'll do is, you know, I want them to take this knockout, so that's good. Yeah, the Lysander is tough. But if I'm going to take this knockout, if I can get my Dragapult VMAX off the prizes and then like a versus Seeker, you know, I'm asking for a lot. Actually, the Horror Psychic Energy is really good because that'll put them in range. So if I can get a Guzma, oh dear. Okay. So I think, oh man, I may have overbenched. I don't know. I'll get that. Okay. Now the question becomes... oh man. Okay. So how important would it be to Guzma this turn? You know, if there's 2 different ways I could go about this, and neither of them are great. Because the counter energy really doesn't matter in this position. The Guzma is important, but they would just Outrage. They have items. I don't know. I don't think there's a good way of doing this. I think there's no... Without knowing what's happening, I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way of doing this. You know, maybe I attach to the Lele. No. Well, this is what's happening. Okay, so I do that. I take 3. They take 3. Okay, so I'm just going to... Man, I really have no idea what to do here. I'm just going to attack with this one. Sure. Let's Jetisol. I think that was a complete wrong move. But I'm thinking they're going to Lysander. And if I force them to use Lysander, and I didn't get my Dragapult VMAX, so that's just a loss right there. Because, again, well, this is actually a perfect game to end it on. You know, yes, I made some mistakes, but... actually, that was actually a good call, because if I had used If I had used Max Phantom... Oh no, it was a bad call. Super bad call. Oh, horrible call. Okay. Well... Let's see what happens here. How many... They're using all their items. What are they doing? You know, they know that they can't win, right? So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 220. So if I just use Max Phantom, I win. And then I just have to find an energy, and that's it. So I have a bunch of cards left in deck. I think I just retreat, use Max Phantom. Actually, I want to thin just in case they play an N or something. And I'll get the Garb. I want to thin just to be safe. Okay, if I use N to put myself at 2, I'm getting a prize. No, I think it makes more sense just to hold the hand. Okay, so they cannot win this turn, but I can win the following turn. So I'm putting 5 damage on this. It'll have 7. I have an energy in my hand, so Trashalanche gets me there. As long as they... And yeah, they're putting more items in the discard. I was going to say, this is a great game to end on because I said I was going to get screwed by prizes. Well, my final prize is a Dragapult VMAX, and if that's not getting screwed, I don't know what is. But I'm going to use Trashalanche, and that'll be perfect. That's why it's in the deck, is for the very late game, just to take a huge knockout. The funny thing is, if they have a counter catcher in their deck, and they knock out my Garb... Okay, they don't. I was going to say, if they have a counter catcher and they go for the Garb, they win. Because I don't have another Garb. I don't have Rescue Stretcher. But that is game. That was, oh man, that was so stressful. You know, Dragapult VMAX requires math. Math is not my friend. But when you get your wins with this deck, it's really good. And I think that's what, 4-0 on the videos? On the video matches. I did lose that one where I got donked, so I cut that match. And boom, 300 damage. So I cut one of the matches that I lost because I literally just started Dedenne and like energy, and I couldn't do anything, and they would have just won. And then in my other game that I cut, it was against Ultra Necrozma. They started an Ultra Necrozma, nothing else, and I donked them. So overall today, I went 5-1. In the video, I went 4-0. And some of the wins were really convincing. This is just Green's Reshiram, nothing too crazy about it. But yeah, these were all great matches, some very stressful. But to answer the question at the top of the video, is Dragapult VMAX the best deck in Expanded? Again, you can't say there is a definitive best deck in Expanded. This is really good because it takes advantage of so many things. Trashalanche Garb finishes off games. This spreads damage counters, you know, against stall decks. This is really good against stall decks. It just has so many tools available. Shutting off your opponent's abilities is massive in Expanded. So is this the best deck in Expanded? You can't say that, but what you can say is that this deck is amazing. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll leave the list in the description. Please take this online. Get yourself a bunch of wins. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing because I really need some subscribers. But other than that, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.